Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
On March 8, 2014, a routine flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing morphed into one of aviation's greatest mysteries. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, carrying 239 passengers and crew members from diverse backgrounds, took off at 12:41 a.m. local time, operating under normal conditions. However, just 38 minutes into the flight, as the aircraft was cruising at 35,000 feet over the South China Sea, it made an unexpected turn southwest, deviating from its planned course. Shortly thereafter, the plane's communication transponder was switched off, cutting off contact with air traffic control. Despite extensive search efforts that spanned several countries and involved the collaboration of numerous agencies, the Boeing 777 vanished without a trace, leaving families shattered and experts baffled. Over the ensuing months and years, pieces of debris presumed to be from the aircraft washed ashore on remote islands in the Indian Ocean, but the main wreckage remained undiscovered. The disappearance sparked a global investigation, which revealed a complex web of technical, human, and geopolitical factors that have contributed to the ongoing mystery. With each new revelation, theories about the fate of Flight 370 proliferated, ranging from hijacking to mechanical failure, yet no definitive answers emerged. The incident not only highlighted vulnerabilities in aviation safety and tracking systems, but also left a profound impact on the families of those aboard, many of whom continue to seek closure in the face of uncertainty. Flight MH370 took off at 12:41 a.m. local time from Kuala Lumpur International Airport, beginning its journey to Beijing Capital International Airport. With a scheduled flight time of just over 6 hours, anticipation was high for the nearly 200 passengers and crew aboard the Boeing 777. As the aircraft ascended into the night sky, it entered a clear atmosphere, and everything seemed to be operating normally. The cabin crew attended to passengers, offering them refreshments and ensuring comfort. The pilots communicated smoothly with air traffic control, reporting all systems functioning as intended. The initial ascent was uneventful, with the plane reaching cruising altitude within a short period, soaring over the sparkling lights of Kuala Lumpur below. The plane was equipped with a range of advanced technologies designed to enhance flight safety and communication. Among these was a satellite communication system known as ACARS, Aircraft Communications Addressing and Reporting System, which allowed for automatic transmission of data concerning the aircraft's performance, position, and other critical information back to ground stations. At precisely 1:07 a.m., under the cover of night, the last voice communication resonated from the cockpit. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, with a calm and measured voice, transmitted the farewell message. "Good night, Malaysian 370. This brief sign-off signaled the end of normal operations for the flight, marking a pivotal moment in the timeline of what would become one of aviation's greatest mysteries. The phrase seemed routine, yet it would soon resonate hauntingly in the minds of those searching for answers in the aftermath, as it became the last recorded message anyone would hear from the flight, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and deep concern. At 1:19 a.m., the plane deviated from its scheduled flight path, marking a critical shift in the course of Flight MH370. Instead of continuing on its planned trajectory toward Beijing, the aircraft inexplicably turned southwest over the Andaman Sea, altering its heading by a significant margin. This unexpected change in direction was not only alarming but also baffling, prompting immediate and intense concerns among air traffic controllers both in Malaysia and at regional monitoring stations. As the flight's transponder ceased to transmit its location and altitude data shortly after the deviation, the implications of the shift became ever more serious. Controllers scrambled to determine the aircraft's current position and to communicate with the flight's crew, but their efforts were met with silence. The lack of responses heightened fears of potential technical failures or distress situations on board, leading to a coordinated response involving military radar systems and search and rescue operations that would soon expand over vast areas of ocean. The mystery surrounding Flight MH370 deepened as speculation about possible hijacking or catastrophic failure began to swirl within the aviation community and media outlets worldwide. An urgent search search operation was initiated when Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 failed to establish contact with air traffic control during its journey from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. The plane's last known position, recorded shortly before its transponder was turned off, was off the west coast of Malaysia, near the Straits of Malacca. Hundreds of personnel, including military and civilian agencies from multiple countries, mobilized in response to the distress signals, scouring vast expanses of ocean, primarily in the South China Sea and the Andaman Sea. As the hours turned into days and no sign of the aircraft materialized, the focus of the search shifted. In a pivotal turn of events, satellite data was later analyzed, revealing that the plane had deviated significantly from its intended flight path. Instead of flying north towards China, the aircraft had taken a mysterious course towards the southern Indian Ocean. This analysis not only indicated the potential final flight trajectory of MH370, but also painted a haunting picture of its fate. The new search area, an uncharted and remote section of ocean, presented enormous challenges for search and recovery teams. As they braved treacherous waters and vast distances, armed only with fragments of information that hinted at the plane's final hours. Unfortunately, by this time, it was already too late to locate the wreckage, which fueled deepening concerns and speculation about what had transpired aboard the ill-fated flight. This journey into the vast and remote ocean would mark the beginning of one of the most extensive and expensive search operations in history, spanning millions of square miles of open water. The efforts would involve a colossal mobilization of resources, including advanced underwater drones, surveillance satellites, and specialized research vessels equipped with state-of-the-art sonar technology. Teams of experts from around the world, including oceanographers, marine biologists, and aviation specialists, would converge to analyze data and execute complex search patterns in an endeavor to locate the missing aircraft. Coordinated operations would take place across multiple countries, bringing together navies, coast guards, and civilian volunteers, all united by a common goal. The sheer scale of the search area, rich in biodiversity yet marked by treacherous currents and unpredictable weather, poses significant challenges. Each day would bring with it the relentless rhythm of hope and despair as families await news of their loved ones. As the search extends over months and funding dwindles, the emotional toll on those involved would parallel the physical demands of working in such an unforgiving environment. In the end, this monumental attempt to uncover the truth beneath the waves would not only test human resilience, but also push the boundaries of our understanding of the deep ocean's mysteries. Search efforts commenced almost immediately after the aircraft's disappearance, involving an unprecedented collaboration of 26 countries. These nations mobilized their naval and air assets to cover vast regions of the ocean, deploying dozens of ships and aircraft designed for search and rescue operations. The search area spanned thousands of square miles, encompassing unpredictable ocean currents and varying weather conditions, which complicated the efforts significantly. Specialized search vessels, equipped with sonar technology and remotely operated underwater vehicles, combed the depths for any signs of debris or evidence of the aircraft's wreckage. Aircraft, including reconnaissance planes and helicopters, conducted aerial sweeps at varying altitudes, scanning the ocean's surface for any floating debris or oil slicks that might indicate the plane's point of impact. Despite the extensive resources and international cooperation involved, the search yielded no concrete results in its initial phases, leading to mounting frustration and concern among the families of passengers and crew, as well as search teams navigating the vast, treacherous waters. As days turned into weeks, the enormity of the task became evident, and the search operation was constantly reassessed to adapt to the ever-changing conditions of the ocean. As weeks went by, the world was glued to the news, each broadcast more gripping than the last. The search for MH370 had captured global attention, transforming it into an international phenomenon that transcended borders and brought people together in shared concern. Every morning, millions phones, awoke to updates that would dictate the day's conversations. The media was filled with a barrage of theories, from mechanical failure and hijacking to conspiracy. Social media buzzed with endless speculation as armchair detectives analyzed every detail of the flight path. Families of those on board clung to fleeting hopes, their faces often gracing the screens as they shared their anguish and determination to uncover the truth. News anchors reported live from bustling airports and makeshift command centers, their voices punctuating the eerie silence of uncertainty. The overall mood was one of urgency mixed with despair, as the world's most advanced technology struggled to locate what had become a modern-day enigma. Questions swirled relentlessly. How could a plane vanish without a trace? What secrets lay hidden in the depths of the ocean? As the days turned into weeks, the search for answers felt as elusive as the aircraft itself, leaving a profound impact on those whose lives were intertwined with the fate of MH370. Numerous theories emerged regarding the disappearance, sparking intense speculation and discussion within both the expert community and among the families of those on board. One prominent theory suggested mechanical failure, raising concerns about potential malfunctions that could have incapacitated the aircraft beyond the pilot's control. This perspective was fueled by discussions of the aircraft's maintenance history and its condition prior to takeoff. Another theory posited the possibility of hijacking, which invoked fears of terrorism or criminal activity. This hypothesis led to a thorough investigation into passenger backgrounds and potential security breaches, as authorities examined every element of the aircraft's flight path for signs of external interference. The theory of pilot suicide also gained traction, with some experts analyzing the psychological profiles of the flight crew and scrutinizing the flight's final communications. This suggestion brought a wave of emotional turmoil to the families who were desperately seeking answers, as they grappled with the painful implication that one of their loved ones might have deliberately brought about the tragedy. Each possibility intensified the debate among experts and families alike, fostering an environment of uncertainty and grief that only deepened with time. Numerous forums and discussions sprang up, allowing families to share their feelings of loss while also seeking justice and clarity about their loved one's fate. As new evidence occasionally surfaced, it fueled ongoing investigations and public interest, perpetuating a sense of urgency to resolve the mystery that had captivated the world's attention. The search for Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 officially spanned several years, becoming one of the most extensive and complex search operations in aviation history. Initiated after the plane mysteriously vanished from radar on March 8, 2014, the search initially focused on a vast area in the southern Indian Ocean, where it was believed to have gone down based on satellite data. Despite the deployment of advanced technology and the efforts of numerous countries, the main wreckage of the aircraft was never located. In the years that followed, pieces of debris began to wash up on coastal areas, particularly on the islands of Madagascar and along the east coast of Africa. These finds included a wing flaperon discovered on Réunion Island in July 2015, as well as various other fragments identified as likely belonging to the aircraft. While these findings provided critical evidence that the plane had indeed ended up in the ocean, they also provoked intense speculation and concern regarding the circumstances of its final moments and the reasons behind its disappearance. The debris suggested possible scenarios of the aircraft's drift in ocean currents. Yet they raised more questions than answers about the ultimate fate of Flight MH370, including the condition of its final moments, the reasons for its deviation from its planned flight path, and the challenges in locating the main wreckage. As investigations continue and theories abound, the mystery surrounding MH370 remains one of the most significant enigmas in modern aviation history. To this day, what happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 remains a mystery, shrouded in heartache and unanswered questions. Families are still searching for closure, and the world is left to ponder this enigma of modern aviation. As we honor those lost on that fateful flight, we reflect on the complexities of air travel, the technological advancements that continue to evolve, and the hope that one day we'll uncover the truth behind Flight MH370.